So this is a really good peppy song, and this is one that our good friend named David Keener, who lives in Montague Center, Massachusetts, he wrote this for us, and he's a really good friend of ours. We met him at the folk school years ago, and have had the privilege. Yeah, I've had the privilege of having him in our lives, and excuse me, he's just a wonderful musician, and he wrote this song for us, and you know. He's unfortunately sick, so keep him in your thoughts and prayers if you have a chance. But we'll play this song. It's real upbeat, and this is be another good one to dance to if you'd like.
Yeah, after you've been studying for a while and you're like, ugh, my brain hurts, you could get up and dance to this one. And it's called Twin Delights. We are twins, so he named it after us, which when we play this song, I love it because he's a really special person to us, and it really, really meant a lot to me. And so it's kind of, I can feel his love for us through the song, but it also seems really vain to be like, here's this song that somebody wrote all about me, and I'm going to play it.
I know. But it's just really fun to play. Yeah, it's all the fun. Yeah, he's a really good composer.
Very talented man. Very talented man. And there's no telling how many songs he's composed. I could play them all. I don't know how long it'd take days.
Might take a few days, but
it is in the key of A. We're going to hit them all. Here we go.
yeah, that's always that one especially feels hoppy.
It does kind of have this. I call that the David Keener bow. It's kind of like a real,
yeah, it's like a rocking back and forth kind of thing.
I call that the bow ditty.
The bow ditty.
The bow ditty bow. Yeah.
How do you feel about singing? And we keep looking down. We got a set list here. I'm not sure.
We are looking down.
If that's on camera, but we're keep looking for the set
list. We do have
a
yellow sheet of notebook paper to let us know.
But
where we are going.
Yeah.
It is our roadmap, if you will.
Should we do?
You can pick a song and I'll tell a joke.
Okay, tell us a joke.
I do have a joke. This one is pretty goofy, and you'll have to follow it because you'll wonder where it's going. At least once in our set, I come up with something left of field, something to say that sounds funny or goofy, and sometimes it's a joke. And all my jokes are like kindergarten jokes. They're not very interesting, but this one is a joke about a duck.
Oh, I don't know if I've heard this one.
Well, this one is really funny. We actually saw a lot of geese on the way over here next to the river, and it was actually really cool. So maybe I was thinking fowl, waterfowl. So duck. There's this duck, and the duck walks into a bar and asks the bartender if he has any grapes. And the bartender says, no, we don't have grapes. We don't serve grapes. Leave. Bye. So the duck leaves.
That's awful mean to be to a duck.
Well, that's just what happened. And so the duck comes back the next day and says to the bartender, do you have any grapes? And the bartender says, no, I told you yesterday that I don't have any grapes, and if you come back tomorrow, I'm going to nail your little duck feet to the floor.
Ooh.
Now leave.
Gosh.
So the duck leaves. And the duck comes back the next day, and he asks the bartender, "Do you have any nails?" And the bartender says, "No, I don't have any nails. This is a bar. We don't serve nails." So then the duck said, "Do you have any grapes?" Get it?
Yeah.
He didn't have any nails, so he couldn't nail his feet to the floor, so he asked him for more grapes. Yep. Which
funny.
I'm sure the bartender didn't have any grapes either. It's a cute little joke I learned from Virginia. Virginia, you're raining.
Oh,
She told
she's
that.
sweet.
She's a really nice lady, and
What was the joke I
she
asked
did a
you
little
about?
music there and told a joke.
What's continuous and runs or what's something and runs around the house? What was the first part of it there?
Okay, so if you don't know the punchline to the joke, then we're not even going to.
I know what it. I teach a little boy guitar lessons, and he told me what's long and runs around the house, or what's. But it wasn't that. It's what runs around the house, but
never moves.
But what runs around the house but never moves. Thank you. And then I said, I don't know, Gabe. What is it? And he said, a fence.
A fence. What runs around the house and never moves. I said electricity, and I was like, well,
Maybe technically.
technically not. So now that was the bad joke portion of our set
Our
here.
set there.
Let's see if we can
We got
wrap
a
it up
few-
here with a few more songs
We
for
got
you.
maybe 3 more if we're fast. Do you want to do In the Garden? I kind of want to do that one.
No, I'm okay with that.
Do that one and maybe.
They give me my fiddle playing a break because we do that. What is that in the key of E?
Yeah, that's actually we've kind of hit. We're getting all the keys.
We are going to get all the keys because see, we don't want anything to feel left out. We don't want any key to feel left out. And it's too bad we're not getting to get into some really exciting stuff like F sharp minor. Not gonna go there.
I did play F sharp minor in that last song as a chord.
Counts. Look.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So we're gonna do this song for you guys. It's a really sweet gospel tune, probably one of my favorites, called "In the Garden." And you know, when you think about mountain music, Appalachian music, old time music, there's a ginormous gospel factor there.
Hymns, yep.
Hymns, and a lot of that's where it started. The Appalachian music way back in the mountains, in some of these old churches where you couldn't go down to the local hangout or whatever. I mean, if you were in a lot of these places so geographically isolated, maybe going to church was some of the only, not necessarily only socialization you got, although that's probably true. But that's where people maybe had instruments. I mean, some churches didn't.
Had a piano. You could have had a piano, and just
yeah.
somewhere collectively for people to get together and sing something.
Oh, yeah. So this is a really sweet, pretty little tune. So
here we go.
Here we go.
This is all on you. This is your kickoff.
Let's see. You sing the first verse, though, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm. That works for me. I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear calling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet. The birds touch their singing, and the melody that he gave to me, within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, and he bids me go through the voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells allergy about got me that time.
I know. That's a good one though. I think we got time for two more if we're quick. Maybe a fiddle tune, and then we could end on Brasstown if you want.
Yeah. I should have just brought me some cough drops and popped them
I'm
like
gonna
candy.
be honest. I'm gonna get yet another drink of water. I need one of those backpacks that just have the straw where I can just reach over.
Yeah, and you don't have to put anything in the backpack. You're only interested in the backpack for the hydration system. Of course, you could pack snacks and activities and things to do when you got bored.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you'd get. I don't ever get bored though. I've got too much.
So
to do.
what fiddle tune would you like to play? Something else, maybe upbeat. We got two with some funny names. We have Old Yellow Dog.
That's a blast.
Come trotting through the meeting house, or Grasshopper sitting on a sweet potato vine.
See, when we say Old Yellow Dog, I forgot all about Come Trotting Through the
I
Meeting
know.
House. So that is that's a tune that we learned from our friend David Kaner, and that is, I don't really know, maybe it's an old time tune, but it is funny, and it's one they play a lot in New England on the old time and just kind of fiddle music scene there, and it's called Old Yellow Dog Come Trotting Through the Meeting House. And so the meeting house probably would have been a church, or would have been wherever they were going to meet. I mean, there's other halls where you could meet, but it's so funny because when he told us, he says, and he's a fiddle player, so he has his bow in his hand, and he goes, "Old Yellow Dog come trotting through the meeting house," and he was really emphatic about it. So when we play this song, that's kind of the energy I try to go for. This is another song in the key of G, is it not? Gotta be fair.
The true people's key. All right.
Yeah, the true people.
We'll do this one. We'll try to squeeze in one more.
Wow, come on, Katie, find the key of G. Hey, okay. I felt that the vibration through my instrument in my teeth on that one. I was like, must have been playing hard to feel it in my teeth.
I think we got time. I'm looking for my watch, but we got it down here on the ground. I think we got time for one more.
I'll play
here.
another song for you, and then you can, if you've lost all center of focus, which is probably something that I would do.
If you're watching us, you have.
Yeah, if you're watching us,
We're
you have, and then you can get back to your studies, or maybe you finished them by now and you're ready to do something else.
Should we end on Brasstown or do a different one? Or?
I think it's appropriate to end with a tune called Brasstown, because that is where we hail from. That is where we come from.
Yeah, so we'll do one more for you guys. Thanks again for to the Mountain Heritage Center for having us, and hope this has been a relaxing moment away from finals, and cramming for that. And this is a song that me and a guy named Peter Siegel wrote from up north.
Brattleboro, Vermont.
From Brattleboro, Vermont.
Pretty
And
old place, yeah.
this is a song about home, about where we come from. So
That's where we come from. Hang in there. You can do this. The best way
yeah.
to do finals is just cram it in there and get it done, and then you're done and you move on to the next thing. And the next thing is to let your brain decompress.
yeah, and you'll have a nice break, and
Yeah.
hopefully some nice weather, and
yeah, do something fun. So here we go. Down in the city where the skies are gray, people are bustling every day. Down in the flatlands, it's not for me. Up in the mountains is where I'd rather be. In Preston, where I've lived all my days, back in the mountains, raised on no timey ways. The kindness of family, the wise and the old, strength and character, quiet and bold. If you want something done, you do it yourself, surrounded by love, its own source of wealth. In Preston, where I've lived all my days, back in the mountains, raised on no timey ways. Hills spread out, time goes on. Our past is carved in wood. Nothing lasts forever, and nothing really should. I may ramble and I may roam, but in Preston will always be my home. Down in the flatlands is not for me. Up in the